What's up guys? In my video today I'm going to be changing the cover on my rear differential. To do that you need a new cover and also a new gasket. The cover that's on there now is super rusty, so I thought it would be a good idea to change it. And I thought it'd be a good idea to change my rear differential fluid as well. So I'm going to do that also, which you kind of have to do if you take off your rear differential cover. Let me just show you the one that I got on there now. As you can see, it's super rusty. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to remove your spare tire. I've already done that. That's what this thing hanging down here is. It's just going to give you a lot more space to work with. All right, so I'm just going to start going around and see if I can loosen these up just a little bit, and then I'll just come back with the impact gun and get them out. These have so much rust and crap on them that it's hard to get the socket on there. Alright, so I got them loosened up. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought they were going to be worse since they're really rusty. But now that I got them loosened up a little bit, I'm just going to use this impact gun and take them all off. You can see some of this fluid's already dripping out the bottom here, it looks like. I'm just going to leave this one bolt in the top up here just so the whole thing doesn't come crashing down. But I'm going to start with these side ones and work my way around from the top down. Alright, so I got all the bolts out except for this top one here. As you can see, this fluid is already dripping out of this thing. Alright, so I couldn't find a putty knife. I don't know if it really matters. I thought that might be better because I'm going to have to clean the gasket off of this afterwards, but I found a screwdriver here. As you can see, this is starting to leak pretty good, but I'm just going to stick this in here and there we go. Alright, now that most of that's drained, I'm just going to go ahead and take this top bolt out. Make sure you don't drop it in the pan. So there's actually a magnet in here that's supposed to catch like metal shavings and things from your differential, and there's actually a surprisingly large amount of that stuff in here. I don't know what's good or bad, but to me this looks like that's quite a bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just try to get as much of this old gasket off as I can here. Quite a bit of it on the top came off. So be careful, you don't want to gouge this up too much, but it's not like aluminum, so it's not super soft. Alright, so just a couple things. Down here in the bottom of the differential, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera or not. There's just some oil that's kind of like stuck in there. It won't run out. Maybe if I was on a hill or something it would run out. But I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that out with some paper towels just to get as much of that old crap out as possible. And then also, as you can see, as I was trying to clean off the gasket and stuff, I've had some dirt and rust and stuff fall onto the differential itself. So you want to watch that. Make sure you get that all cleaned up because you don't want that stuff staying inside there, especially since you just changed the oil and put new stuff in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this new cover on. It probably would have been smarter to just get some new bolts, but I'm just going to go ahead and reuse these. I think they'll work. And make sure you have your gasket on there. I have mine there. I have 2 bolts through there just to kind of hold it in place. And just gonna try to, oh, that was close. You don't want those falling in your oil pan. You don't want to have to fish those out. Alright, so I got those 2 in, just started, just to hold it there. And that's gonna hold the gasket in place, and now you can go ahead and just start putting the rest of these in. Just as a quick tip, if you're not changing the cover but just changing the oil, you may look and see if you have a drain plug in your cover, or in this case on this truck there's a drain plug right here on the very bottom of the diff, and that way you wouldn't have to get a new gasket from taking the cover off to let all the oil out. So to fill up the diff, there's this plug here in the front that I'm going to have to remove to put the fluid back in. I'm just using a 75W90 gear oil, and because this is actually a limited slip differential, I'm also going to have to put a lubricant in there with that. So to get this plug off, you just use a ratchet. This is, I think it's a 3/8, it's not a 1/2 inch. So if you want, you can try to pour it in there. There's probably actually enough space. There's more space than I thought there was going to be. If you don't want to pour it in, you can do what I did. I just bought this little pump. They're a couple bucks, not too much. So I'm just gonna stick the hose in here and just start pumping. And you know it's full when oil just starts slowly coming out of the hole there. You just want the oil to the bottom of that plug hole. Okay, so I'm just starting to get a little bit of oil coming out of the bottom of the plug hole there, and it was a little more than I thought on the 3rd quart here, maybe 1/2 quart or something. So now we'll just go ahead and put our plug back in, and then we'll be done. And just screw the plug back in. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please remember to hit my logo to subscribe to my channel for more car videos. And as always, remember to like and share the video. Thanks.